Justify promise the moon. One frightening and effective way to motivate yourself is to make undeniable promise. To go to someone you care about, either personally or professionally, and promise them something really big, something that you will take all the efforts and creativity you got to make it happen. When President John Kennedy promised that America would put a man on the earth, America would put the man on the moon. The power of that thrilling promise alone energized all the NASA for the entire time it took to accomplish the amazing feat. When President John Kennedy promised that America would put a man on the moon, the power of that thrilling promise alone energized all the NASA for the entire time it took to accomplish that amazing feat. In this book of the Apollo 13 mission, Lost Moon, astronaut Jim Lovell called Kennedy's original promise outrageous, but it showed how effective being outrageous could be. How effective being outrageous could be. In this book, Passion, Profit, Power, Marcel Silver recalls seeing a billboard in Las Vegas put up by one of the casino owners who wanted to become a non-smoker. The billboard read, "If you see me smoking in the next 90 days, I will pay you $100,000. Can you see the power of in that promise? Can you see the power in that promise? A couple of years ago, I promised my children that I would send them a camp in Michigan. They had been to the camp near Tower City before and loved it. When you live during the year in Arizona, there is something magical about the water and emerald forest of northern Michigan. When you live during the year in Arizona, there is something magical about the water and emerald forest of northern Michigan. It was an expensive camp, but when I made the promise, I was doing, doing well financially, and I was confident that they could go. Then, as summer neared, I would run short of money, and I had to rearrange my priorities. My studying schedules had replaced much of the commission setting I was doing, and it looks like camp might not be in the picture. Then the summers neared, I would run short of money, and I had to arrange my priorities. My speaking schedules had replaced much more commission selling I was doing, and it looked like camp might not be in the picture. I remember especially talking to my boy Bobby, who was 8 years old at that time, about how times were temporarily hard and how camp didn't look like a good possibility anymore this year. He was in the front seat of the car, and I will never forget as long as I live the look on his face. He said very softly, so softly that I could barely hear him, but he promised. He was right. I didn't say I would try. I didn't say it was a call. I promised. And the feelings I had at that moment were so overwhelming that I finally said to him, "Yes, I did promise." And because you reminded me it was a promise, I will say to you right now that you are going to camp. I will do what it takes. I'm sorry that I forgot it. It was a promise. The first thing I did was the jobs. My first condition on accepting new job was that my bonus for signing was the exact amount of money it took to send my children to camp, and it was done. The first thing I did was change jobs, and my first condition to accepting my new job was that my bonus for signing was that the exact amount of the money it took to send my children to camp. It was done.